Good morning. I'm ready to get started budgeting. I have reconciled most of my accounts. Not quite on top of it. It's still like 6:30 in the morning. I'm trying to get this done early today. So most of the accounts are reconciled, but this is what we have to work with. So, hi, I'm Jen. I'm a 36-year-old mama. I have two littles. They're 4 years old and 5 years old. And our family lives in southwestern Ontario. We are currently working on getting away from the credit card float. So I actually like to click to the next month and see, we currently have $2,942.91. Now, if we go back to February, you'll see that there's $341 in overspent categories. So we're going to take care of those. That will get rid of some of the credit card float, and it'll be a little bit better. So let's look at our overspent. Until the end of the month, we don't actually do anything with overspent here. We deal with that just in a second. So we have our RSPs. This is the pension buyback. You'll notice that normally, if you've seen any other videos, our TFSAs usually have overspending, and our mortgage has overspending, and our RSP has $170 instead of just $60 of overspending. And the reason that there's so little overspending this week is I noticed something weird was going on with our bank accounts, where transactions, we're doing a weird thing. So for our mortgage is the easiest one to explain it. It's set up 100%. I checked the paperwork, everything. It is set up for the withdrawal to happen on Fridays. And so obviously in YNAB, I had it set up in Fridays, but the money wasn't leaving our account on Friday. I was like, okay, maybe this is just a weird, I haven't been tracking it really closely before January, before I started these videos. So maybe it's just like a weird fluke. Every single week I was like, it's a weird fluke. It's a weird fluke. It's a weird fluke. Why is this mortgage payment not coming out? And so I realized what was happening is the balance for the mortgage was changing. And so it would go down by the $200. We have a $720 payment, and it only goes down by about $200 every week, which fine, that is what it is. But that would happen on Fridays. And then on Saturday is when the money would leave my account. So I don't really know what's happening, but it's the same thing with the tax-free savings and then the RSP that's at our bank. So these are all internal. The tax-free savings, RSP, and mortgage are all internal with our bank. But external transactions like the pension buyback happen on the day that they're supposed to. And same with the utilities. Every week we put $60 towards our utilities. We don't have equalized billing. I've just created equalized billing by paying $35 to one utility company and $25 to another utility company, and just letting it kind of balance itself out. Because those are all external companies, they happen on Friday when I've scheduled them. But these internal ones happen apparently on Friday and Saturday. Again, the balance of the account, so the tax-free savings account balance, the RSP account balance, and the mortgage balance update on Friday. But my bank account doesn't update until Saturday. So I've changed that in YNAB, so the transactions now happen on Saturday. So you'll see that the transactions go through. They just don't go through until tomorrow. Okay, so let's deal with our overspending. Gas, we are severely overspent in. We've had 3 tanks of gas so far this month. We've filled up both cars and then the SUV a second time. So I'm going to cover the overspending as best I can, but we'll see. Groceries were a little bit overspent as well. And then life were overspent by 39 cents. So I'm not obviously concerned about that. That was some skate sharpening and a hockey puck so that we could play hockey in the basement, and some new skate guards for my daughter's skates and for my skates, although I didn't need them, but it's fine, it's whatever. And then my husband went out with some friends. And then here in the health and wellness, I went and I got a massage. We're just waiting. It is covered by my benefits, so we're just waiting for that repayment to hit the account. So I'm going to hide the holding because that's not important, and then go to weekly priorities. So each week we put $300 towards our tax-free savings account. At the end of the month, I will go to the other budget and I will allot this money into the correct spots where we want it. We are working on building up our home savings, like our home maintenance savings, and our first line of defense. And we should have our first line of defense done this month. Okay, so then $170 for the pension buyback and my husband's retirement savings. Mortgage is $720 a week. The Mazda is funded. There's enough here for the payment that's coming out on Wednesday, so I'm just going to leave that for now. Gas gets $75 a week. Groceries gets $350 a week, and life gets $125 a week. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to overspent, and then I'm going to give an extra $25 to gas, and then I'm going to give, eating out, we do $50 a month, so I'm just going to allot that entire $50 to eating out so that that overspending is covered. Now, obviously, we have $5.72 available. We're obviously going to go over again, and yeah. And yeah is basically all I have to say. Now, our goal right now is to get out of the credit card float. If we go look at the credit card float, only have $130.97 in overspent categories, which is weird because this $113 is overspent. I wonder if that's why. Like, this $113 is overspent credit card money. I don't really understand. But I'm going to put, wait, let's undo what I just did. Okay, so there was $32.88 there, and then this extra 56 cents is going to go to the credit card float, so we have $33.44. Now, if we flip forward, we are back to the $2,700 that we previously were at before we overspent. Now, everything kind of here looks good to me. We have our money here and here. Just goes out. These are all exact payments. Everything in our bills category is also exact dollar amount payments, because the only ones that fluctuate ever are our utility bills. We have 4 different utility bills. We have a water heater rental and water softener rental that we can't get out of until 2027. I'm really angry about it, but I've already called and I've spoken to every single manager. I've gone all the way up. There's literally nothing I can do. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. Please, 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 please do not rent a water softener. It's a terrible idea. It's such a bad idea. But anyway, unfortunately, when we moved into this house, that contract was set, and for reasons beyond my understanding that hopefully will result in a lawsuit later, I don't understand. Anyway, so we have that, and that's $43.38 every month. We also have electricity and gas and water. One of them is equalized by the company to $105 a month, and then the other two are not equalized. I think one of them actually has the option to get equalized. I was kind of looking into it, and I was talking to my father-in-law, but we only live about 10 minutes apart, but he lives in a metropolitan area, quote unquote, if you will, and we live in the county outside of the metropolitan area. And so if he's on city billing and stuff and we're on county, and I'm not sure the county allows it. I was looking into it. I found a little some stuff, but anyway, I need to look into it more. But I'm okay with how we have it set up, where I just equalize the payment and I send off the $60 between the two utilities every week. But anyway, so that one varies, but not in my spending. It's on the other end. And then in February, when we get our utility bill, the one is monthly, and I've been saying for months that when we get the bill in February or March, I'm going to look at it, see, and then maybe adjust it. The other one I adjusted back in December because we had a huge credit, $200 credit. I was we're clearly overpaying this one. So I already adjusted that in December. I might adjust the other one as well. And then outdoor school, Netflix, internet, phone, these are all exact dollar amounts. So there's nothing to really play with here. And then these are all of our sinking funds, and I've been very intentional about how I'm setting up the sinking funds and what I want to do there. So there's not a lot of wiggle room here either. But what I'm thinking is maybe gas needs a little bit more money a week. Like I might need to go up to $80 a week, $85 a week. We're going to see. We were overspent last month by minus 75 times 5. We were overspent by $28 last month. And then if we keep on this same track, we're going to be overspent very soon this month as well. Now, granted, neither car should need a tank of gas until at least, like the Corolla should make it until like at least Wednesday. And then the SUV actually might be able to make it until next weekend. It was just filled up yesterday, so it might be able to make it an entire week. Like 2 paychecks technically, but only 8 days. So like Thursday to Saturday or something like that without being filled up. So we'll see. And obviously that would be pretty helpful if we could not fill the SUV up this week at all. And then groceries. We talked about our grocery spending last night and the fact that we've already spent $465 and it's only February 7th is kind of concerning. So we've talked about that. Life spending and eating out, I think, are just totally in line with what we, like our life right now and our goals and what we're doing. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the next little bit. But that is our weekly budgeting. And I'll be back next week with another budget. It is our bigger paycheck, so we're able to take care of some things like the house insurance and property tax, which we moved to bi-weekly payments, and maybe put a little bit more towards this credit card payment. So looking forward to that. Have a great day.